Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon, trending down Perna. I picked so many games wrong last week, I should quit, give up, and just get a job as a male model like everyone says I should. I think I got 7 games right. This week will probably be the same, or better, or worse. Week 4 NFL Pick'ems. That's Good Sports. This episode is sponsored by SeatGeek. Download the app with the link in the description. Then use my promo code ThatsGood, all one word, to get $20 off your first ticket order. You can buy tickets to any of the NFL games I'm talking about in this episode. Don't know why you would purchase the winless Browns versus the winless Bengals, but you could. SeatGeek ranks all their ticket prices so you know whether or not you're getting a good deal. You can preview your seat before you buy it. Just use my GD promo code ThatsGood with your SeatGeek first order, and I'm giving you $20. It's the Chicago Bears at the Green Bay Packers on Thursday Night Football. The Bears are 1-2, while the Packers are 2-1, just like every team in the NFC North, except for the Bears. However, Chicago's coming off a big win against the Pittsburgh Steelers, a game in which they rushed for 222 yards. 222 rushing yards is what gives John Fox reoccurring wet dreams. The Bears have a good offensive line and talented running backs, but will it be enough to beat Aaron Rodgers at home? The Packers' run D is average. Rodgers was sacked 6 times by the Bengals last week in a 27-24 win, but there's no fucking way on earth I am rolling with Mike Glennon over Aaron Rodgers at home, even on Thursday Night Football, the most unpredictable game of the week. Packers win. Nobody ever says, hell yeah, I'm rolling with Glennon today. They don't say it. Saints at Dolphins. The New Orleans Saints are 2-1, Miami is 1-1. And I think it's safe to say that the Panthers offense is terrible because the Saints defense looked pretty good last week, holding Carolina to 13 points and 316 total yards. 316 may not sound impressive, but if you consider that the Saints gave up 450 and 500 plus yards in their first 2 games each, the Panthers getting 316 impresses me like the Color Rush uniforms. Jay Cutler fucked me again. At least the first time Kristen Cavallari was in the room watching, taking photos for Instagram. Miami let the Jets hold them to 6 points, and Jay Ajayi rushed for 16 yards, or one more than Quinceañera. I expect Jay Cutler to play like a 15-year-old girl, but Jay Ajayi, that was pathetic. I don't trust either of these teams, and the Dolphins' defensive line could cause problems for Drew Brees, but I'm picking Brees over Cutler. Saints win, and what will probably turn into the most exciting game of the week for some reason. Panthers at Patriots. The Patriots and Panthers are both 2-1, but they're very different teams. The difference is the Panthers are getting worse every week, and maybe without their only receiving threat, Kelvin Benjamin, who's dealing with a knee sprain. The New England defense may be worse than the Saints right now, as they are the only team giving up more yards per game, so expect the Panthers to get 317 yards this week when they lose to the Patriots 35-14. Jaguars at Jets. New York is 1-2, and the Jagoffs are jagging on at 2-1. Why don't the fucking Jaguars just fucking move to fucking London already? All they do is win games while playing next to Big Ben. No, not the twice-accused sexual predator who loses sleep over being with his team in the locker room during the national anthem, the big pretty clock. The Jags punched Joe Flacco in the face, and when he asked for a tissue to stop the nosebleed, they handed him an orange. And while he was looking at that orange, confused, they punched him in the fucking mouth again. Ryan Mallett came in and outperformed Flacco. The two combined for 64 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks. Blake Bortles will not throw 4 touchdowns again, but I like this Jacksonville defense leading the league with 13 sacks. If this Jags team wants to stop being a punchline, they have to go to New York City and beat down the, well, maybe it's Jersey, right? They play New Jersey? They have to beat down the Jets, who proved nothing by defeating the Dolphins. I'm picking Jacksonville, and prove it to me that you're not the Jags of 2016 or 2015 or the Jags of 2014 or the Jags of 2013 or the Jags of 2012, 2011, 2010, 2009, or 2008, and 2007. That was the last time you had an above 500 record. Prove to me you're like the 2007 Jags. Fuck! Texans versus Titans. Titty. The Titans are 2-1 and the Texans are 1-2. And fuck the Texans. And the horse they rode in on, dismounted from, and then jerked off so Tom Brady could beat them on the final drive. I don't know why they jerked the horse off. That's just me being vulgar. But on back-to-back plays, Houston strip sacked Tom Brady, can't recover the fumble, and then they drop an interception. Also, Tommy could get another fourth quarter win. The Texans' defense is great, except for the fact that they can't perform when the team needs them the most. Couldn't do it in the playoffs last year without J.J. Watt, can't do it now with him. Every team that almost beats the Patriots but then doesn't is dead to me like my dead brother Gabriel, who I killed because he liked the fucking Patriots. Give me the Titans. They just beat Seattle, so I think they can handle Houston's "we have a problem finishing games" defense as well. That Houston "we have a problem" is overplayed. I apologize. I'm sorry for saying it. Steelers at Ravens. Both teams are 2-1. And at week 4, this division game is huge for both organizations. I've never been less excited about a matchup between these two teams. Both lost games last week. They should have won. I'll go with Pittsburgh right now because they have Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, even though he hasn't done anything impressive this season, and Ben Roethlisberger, equally unimpressive. To beat Joe, I can only throw for 28 yards in London because I hate the Queen Flacco. Bengals at Browns. This is the game of the week, right? One winless team will emerge a winner after this game. I keep picking the Browns and they keep leaving me unsatisfied, which I guess is payback after all the women I've done that to over the years. Bengals probably get this win, but I don't know. Detroit at Minnesota. Both teams are 2-1, and the Lions are currently #1 for teams who got fucked by a dumb NFL rule in week 3. They lost the game on the goal line with an official review that reversed a touchdown and then ran 10 seconds off the clock to end the game. They were denied a 4th down opportunity with 8 seconds to run a final play to try and best the Falcons, which would have been an amazing moment for any football fan to witness. Instead, a 10-second runoff ends the game. Why the fuck is that a rule? I swear to God, the NFL has no fucking clue what it's doing. I don't care what the circumcisions are. Chopping 10 seconds off the end of the game is never the correct way for a football game to conclude. I'd rather the rule be the offensive team now gets to try a blindfolded field goal than have a 10-second runoff to end a game. Detroit went from touchdown Lions, you win the game, to no touchdown and get the hell off the field. This is a tough loss to bounce back from, especially heading into a division game on the road. Case Keenum somehow made me look like an idiot and threw for 369 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Buccaneers. I want Detroit to win because I believe in Matthew Stafford, but I don't think Detroit is going to win. I don't like the momentum from this loss carrying over into Minnesota, so give me the Vikings. Rams at Cowboys. The Rams lead the NFC West at 2-1. And the Cowboys share a 3-way tie atop the NFC East at 2-1. This is an interesting matchup to me. I'm still not sold either team is as good as their 2-1 record suggests, but Dak Prescott made some plays Monday night that made me forget how much I hate the Cowboys. The Rams put on a show with the 49ers in the best game of the week on Thursday Night Football. I'm calling this a season-long momentum shifter for whichever team wins this game. Sammy Watkins and Tavon Austin may not play unless they clear concussion protocol. The Rams need Watkins to exploit a Dallas secondary that is equally banged up. Todd Gurley versus Ezekiel Elliott. Gurley has been the better back in 2017, even though he's fumbled 4 times this season. Luckily, he only lost 1 of those fumbles, but that could be a factor against the Cowboys. Fuck, I don't know who to pick. Vegas says the Cowboys are 8-point favorites. Fuck Vegas, I picked the Rams, and logic is telling me I'm an idiot. Go Wade Phillips. Buffalo at Atlanta. The Bills are 2-1. The Falcons are the only 3-0 team in the NFC. The Falcons don't appear to have the Super Bowl hangover because they all smoked weed instead of getting drunk all off season. Buffalo is coming off an impressive win over the Denver Broncos. The Bills' defense is legit, and Matty Ice threw 3 picks in Detroit. He may have a long day against the Bills. I keep picking Atlanta to lose, and I want to pick them to lose again. But last year with Kyle Shanahan, the Falcons' offense ran something very similar to what Rick Dennison does in Buffalo. The Falcons have only played teams from the NFC North, which is just a strange fact I'm pointing out. Part of me thinks they will be totally prepared to stop an offense they are familiar with. The other part of me wants to see Buffalo win 2 weeks in a row so people stop shitting on the Broncos and credit the Bills as a decent team. I'll take Atlanta at home as they are a more complete team, in my opinion. Eagles at Chargers. Philly is 2-1, and the Chargers are 0-3. The Eagles won on a miracle 61-yard field goal. Phillip Rivers threw 4 interceptions. Clearly, God likes the Eagles more in 2017. Philadelphia wins, and I'm wishing Darren Sproles good luck in his recovery. Kind of weird he got hurt before playing his old team, the Chargers. Maybe there is no God. 49ers at Cardinals. San Francisco, they are 0-3, which is just slightly worse than the Cardinals at 1-2 in the ugliest division in football this season. And yes, I say that because they have the most ugly players. Tell me Brian Hoyer, Joe Staley, and Sean Mannion are handsome. Tell me that with a straight face. San Francisco has been knocking on the door of a win all year.
Hello, can we win yet?
Yes, you can, San Francisco. I think you'll beat Arizona. Maybe. Giants and Buccaneers. I pick the Buccaneers because they are at home. Even though I don't buy into the Jameis Winston hype train, he likes interceptions almost as much as Eli Manning. Raiders at Broncos. To see my in-depth prediction for the Raiders and Broncos game, come back tomorrow for the prediction episode. Until then, check out the That's Good Sports store. Link below for your Simeon Toast Crunch shirts or whatever you like. Colts at Seahawks. Indianapolis, they're 1-2 without Andrew Luck. And Seattle is 1-2 without an offensive identity. Andrew Luck is still hurt. Probably won't be back until November is what they're saying now. Why the Colts didn't put him on the pup list is beyond me. Seattle at home, even though they aren't who they used to be, should wreck the Colts this weekend. Washington at Kansas City. Washington 2-1 against the only 3-0 team in the AFC. Can Washington continue to beat teams in the best division in the NFL on Monday Night Football at Arrowhead Stadium? No. That place is a nightmare to play in, and I say that after Washington's running back Chris Thompson had flavor like Willy Wonka. He took all the Raiders bitches to Benihana. Gemini. Kansas City has some offensive line problems. They've given up 12 sacks through 3 games, but their defense is just as good at getting pressure on the quarterback. Running back Kareem Hunt has been insane, not just for a rookie, but for any back in the league. If the Chiefs do lose for some reason, it is because they put kicker Cairo Santos on IR. Obviously. That's it. Those are your week 4 predictions. They probably suck, but if you like me sucking, consider donating to my Patreon account. I'd love to keep doing this, but YouTube hates paying me money. HBO Sports hasn't called yet, so if you've got $1 a month you can donate, I will appreciate it the way Andrew Luck appreciates having hair on his neck. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Subscribe here on YouTube. Share this shit on Facebook and Twitter. Sharing really helps me. If you don't have $1, just share the fuck out of all my videos. Thank you. Twitter. Week 4.